Hi folks, welcome again to Coffee and Revelation. If you're here for the first time, what we do is we look at the book of Revelation here and we consider how it applies to our world. Now again, I'm saying to those of you who are not Christians that this is a worldview that incorporates your world and includes you. It's a challenging worldview, but it's reality, and I would say that most views of the world, what we call worldviews, are inadequate compared with this. So we do this in 5 minutes. I don't refresh everything every single day, but it is worth having a look at maybe some of the earlier ones that we've done. And as we consider chapter 17, this incredible imagery of the prostitute on the beast, and this one we're calling the feast on the beast. So verse 15, and the angel said to me, the waters you saw where the prostitute sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. Now, John is referring back to chapter 7, where he talks about the different peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages worshipping God in heaven. These are those who are left behind, if you like. These are those who refuse to worship. These are those who worship the beast. The beast on the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Now again, there's an extraordinary thing here. You would think that the beast and the woman, and in this case, the woman is referring to the city of Rome. The beast is really the devil. You would think that in alliance together, they would stay together. But thieves fall out amongst themselves. I've noticed something rather bizarre at the moment. I won't refer to which group, you can work it out. But there's a particular group within society who I remember just used to be really, from my perspective anyway, they kind of hated what I did, and they used to shout and yell and everything else if I spoke in a place. And now what's happened is that they've fallen out with another one with a subset of their group, or the subset has taken over. And the two of them are devouring each other, and it's quite astonishing watching it because it's something that we said would happen, and it's happening before our very eyes. And that's what he's describing here. He's describing people who fall out amongst themselves. You know, when you think, oh, well, you know, the forces against us, if you're a Christian, you think the forces against us of the church are so strong. No, they're not, because they're so absorbed by self-ambition and pride that they destroy themselves. Now, of course, there is a danger that within the church we can be so divided by pride rather than by doctrine or rather than by other stuff. That's where we come in and it gets wrong. So he's saying that's what happened. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Verse 17, for God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. This happened to Rome, of course, didn't it? You think of in the early 5th century, late 4th century, early 5th century. Augustine wrote about this in The City of God when he spoke of the two cities. Well, people who thought Rome would last forever. It was destroyed and vandalized by the Vandals and the Huns and the Goths and the Visigoths especially. And that would have seemed impossible for people. It would have seemed impossible. But it's happened. Every great city has fallen. Every great city has ended up on hard times. And what this is telling us here is that God is so great that he can use even the evil of humanity to fulfill his purposes. You can't go against God. And again, when I'm looking at the whole world situation just now, I was listening to Liz Truss doing some radio interviews, the British Prime Minister. I've been listening to some Australian politicians, listening to Kamala Harris in South Korea referring to their allies, North Korea. I was just thinking, what a mess the world is in. And it's like it's eating itself. But that doesn't mean to say that God is not in control. God is in control. And he can even use the evil kings for his good and his glory. Okay, this is Thursday, so we'll be back again tomorrow, and see you then. Bye.